Hey guys, how you guys doing? It's March 14th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. A couple things I want to talk about tonight. One being everyone's idea of World War III. We have a lot of people that throw out predictions, right? Uh, which something that I have tried to stay away from while making my videos. Uh, Mainly because no one knows. It's hard to predict. uh, it does you guys a disservice, the listener, the audience, a disservice to throw around predictions like that, uh, because that's a grave prediction. Now, what I can say is that many people are blind to the many dots on the map. Okay, and what I mean by that is the situation in Venezuela, the situation with Israel and Syria right now, Israel and Iran, the situation between Saudi Arabia and Iran, or Iran, sorry, the situation with Russia and the Ukraine, the broader issue between the United States and its Western allies versus Russia, the South China Sea, North Korea and South Korea, North Korea and the United States of America. I could go on and on. The problem is all these dots, all right? And when I feel like people throw around predictions with World War III, they don't take all these dots into consideration, okay? Now, the idea of World War III is a very scary idea, something we do not want to occur, you know. And what I have to say about this situation with all these dots is we need to keep our eyes peeled. All right, certain situations are graver than others. Situation with Venezuela. Say the U.S. does they go in military intervention. Will that cause World War III? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. What's happening with Venezuela is something that the United States of America has been doing for the past 40 or 50 years. Okay. The situation with Israel, Iran, and Syria, now that's a little bit more grave. And the reason I state that is because Russia has aligned itself with Iran, with Syria, along with China as well. And so if we see a war break out, because there's a lot of troop movement getting closer and closer to the Golan Heights, getting closer and closer to Israel. Assad seems to want to take the Golan Heights. We were told months ago that Iran would be out of Syria and that Russia would supervise that. Turns out that's not happening at all. So I think we're going to see increased military attacks from Israel against Syria and against Iranian positions within Syria. I think I read an article earlier today stating that satellite imagery is showing a missile depot, a very large missile depot and missile factory is being constructed within Syria. And as we've seen with past actions, Israel does not take kindly to Iran having a foothold in Syria. All right. So I believe that situation is a little bit more grave. And the reason I do is because of Russia's close ties with Syria, of Russia's troops that they currently have in Syria. So if a war broke out, a more widespread war. Now, I don't want you to go across Twitter the next time you see Israel is striking Syria and think, oh, this is it, because too many people do that. Too many people play into the whole fear factor. Israel striking outside of its borders is something, sadly, that happens all the time. It happens all the time. My problem is miscalculation. My problem, and what's a grave situation, is if a war did break out on a broader plane between Israel and Iran, between Israel and Syria, because that could get Russia just, into the mix, just by the nature of them having hardware there, them having those close ties, them having those troops in that region. And another thing I want to bring up, and this is kind of going off on a tangent, is everyone's whole idea of the end times as it pertains to the Christian faith. I see a lot of people. I watched this guy named The Voice in the Car puts out great information. I like his perspective, and he put out a video today that I don't really agree with. All right. And the main reason I don't agree with it is because he's playing into that fear factor. Okay, it is all well and good for you to have your own opinion on religious matters, on military matters, on global matters. I am all for that. You know, like I always say, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I try to put out the best information I can, but I don't have the same perspective as someone on the ground in Venezuela, or on the ground in Israel, or on the ground in Syria. You know, and that's why I love hearing from you guys, because different perspectives help us out, help us all understand a little bit better, because I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. All right, and none of these guys on YouTube or Twitter do. You know, and one of my main problems with his with his video and the situation he provided was the fact that he stated that, oh, the end times are coming. All right, the 7-year tribulation is going to occur. It's here. It's here, guys. It's fast. It's coming. It's approaching. And we should all know that, you know, God made it pretty damn clear that we aren't going to know, that no human is going to know, you know. And to think that we know God's knowledge is, it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve and their mistake, you know. So this idea that people on YouTube, not just The Voice in the Car, but all people are putting out that they know these specific dates and these predictions of what's going to happen. A lot of times, and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but a lot of times I believe that these people are putting out these predictions, putting out these specific dates, saying they know exactly what's going to happen, that, you know, it's going to happen soon, whether they have sources or not, or this is just them talking. I feel like they do it to gain attention. You know, the scarier you are, the scarier your prediction is, rather, the more people will flock to you, you know. And that's my main problem with some of these people on YouTube, you know. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their religious belief. I have mine, all right. I'm pretty clear-cut. The path is in front of me, and all of our paths are different to the end goal, which is my mind is heaven. But you know, I try not to do what I do here on YouTube through fear. You know, I do think that there's a lot of dots on the map. Like I said, World War III could happen over multiple fronts, and it could happen quickly in my mind. But to act like every little situation is affecting a broader outcome, I think is doing you guys a disservice. You know. So I think those are my thoughts on the matter. I know this wasn't the huge update you guys have been looking for. As more information about that comes out, with Venezuela, with North Korea, still watching that situation. Their missile pad looks like it's primed and ready to go. And if Kim Jong-un decides to test another missile, you know, they'll be able to. And of course, with Syria, with the Ukraine, with Russia, with the United States of America, all that, I'll let you guys know. We'll talk about, we'll discuss it. All right, as always, guys, grab a beer, say a prayer, and as always, I always do that. Keep your eyes to the skies. God bless.